10-4 Forkers. Call sign Sea Monkey here. Things in town are, well, they're not getting any less strange, I can tell you that much. The boys each had some reflective time and went out to try to establish a bit more sanity in their HQ, but really all that did was lead to some more questions. Ruth appeared in the HQ somehow, and apparently the crab's blood allows her to kind of exist in spaces that she couldn't exist in before, and perhaps that will come up later. It turns out that Major Gladstone is in fact one of the menacing presences she mentioned in town, and the entire Helms folk kind of cadre of people outside of Paige became corrupted in both body and mind by the poisonous, toxic waste that was beneath Angel Falls. And let's see, what else is going on? That lawyer's got some strange stuff. Clive is apparently a jellyfish that's trying to help the folks in town by lending them the power of Whalefall, which is kind of the vast majority of CHOP citizens who just want peace, and he's kind of communicating the desires of the leader, which is Angus, the elephant seal. And Clive's communicating with Ohna, and Ohna said that it's time to go on to the curling club. So, on to another fateful encounter at the curling club, folks, into strangeness and adventure. Sea Monkey out.
Well, at the end of last episode, you all met Ohna on the bridge going over Spoonbrook, right where the Upper Crab meets Spoonbrook. I've always got to say that. And you were going to see her, and she was headed toward the curling club because this being known as Clive had kind of put a GPS signal behind her eyes that was guiding her there. So that's where we ended up. And you all can follow her, ask questions, do whatever you would like, as always. So go ahead.
Sorry, just really quick. Should I level up pre us doing this, or
oh yes, definitely. Yeah. I'm sorry that I jumped the gun there. Clinton, of course, is leveling up, and the way that works in Monster of the Week, just real quick, is you can basically take new little boons that help you throughout. So. Clinton, what did you end up going with?
Yeah, my thought reading through the other playbooks was I feel like there's some of the wronged in my character a little bit. So I was going to take a move from the wronged playbook, and I think I'm going to take a Never Again, which reads, in combat, you may choose to protect someone without rolling, as if you had rolled a 10 plus, but you may not choose to suffer little harm. So kind of in my Führer and whatever combats, I can kind of hop in front of people and help them out, basically.
Yeah, that's really good. And protect someone is a move I don't know if we've ever used in combat. No. So that might be particularly good for someone like Lark, who is prone to getting shot and stabbed and whatnot.
What was the second part?
Oh, you can't take the option that is... suffer little harm, right, Tyler?
Yeah, that's correct.
So yeah, the protect someone kind of move is when you prevent harm to another character, roll plus tough, and then on a 10 plus, which will apply to this move, you choose like an extra effect. One of them is suffer little harm, which won't be the case for this wronged move, and then the 3 that will be available are all impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy, and you hold the enemy back. So that'll be interesting. It's kind of like a counter to someone rolling poorly, or like just kicking ass in a regular fashion. So that's exciting. I think that'll be a good addition. And now we can get on to the matter at hand.
Are we like with her right now, or are we?
Yeah, so we're just playing it as you all just came from kind of that gab session with Ruth in the new like weird liminal space that is your HQ. And you were going to find Ohna because you were mainly trying to figure out what Clive is and why Clive is communicating with Ohna, who apparently has been chosen for some purpose to kind of join the fold of hunting or figuring out what's going on with the chop. And then, so you wanted to talk to Ohna about that. And you also wanted to eventually like learn the purpose of Clive making contact in the first place. Because remember, Clive is like the right-hand man of Angus, the elephant seal, who is the leader of kind of the silent majority who just wants peace in the chop.
Well, the problem is that we know the curling club is going to be where the next big conflict is, but I'm not sure whether or not
I think just to clarify, I think it was like the next like seminal event. It wasn't necessarily big conflict. I mean, it could be, but it was not necessarily conflict.
Okay. I was just worried that like, is it one of those situations where if we intervene, the thing happens, or if we don't intervene, the thing happens? You know what I mean? Like, it's like
the madness of fate.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
can you outrun your own fate?
Exactly.
Or will it happen regardless?
Like, should we trust Clive? He seems, not malignant necessarily, but I don't know if someone else is listening in on Clive and ready for him to show up with Ohna.
That's true. That could happen. And it's also a question of how much you trust Ruth, because Ruth is the one who's translating Clive's words.
Yeah. I trust my mother, and my mother trusts Ruth.
True.
So, I don't know.
I think we should go to the curling club personally. Like, it seems like for us to like get more of a grasp of what is going on. Like, it does seem getting in touch with Angus and that group would be a good thing for us to have.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Sweet. So Ohna goes, it's good to see you all. I was just on my way to the curling club because, well, this Clive thing, whatever it is, was kind of trying to get me to go there, it seems like.
All right. Come on with us, I guess.
Wait, what do you mean, come on with us? Were you heading there too? It seems like you were coming across the river.
We just got some information that something might happen at the curling club, but we don't know what yet. So we're hoping it's nothing bad, and we want to make sure that you're safe. So
how did you get that information? Was it like someone told you, or I don't really know how else you could...
Let's just say it came to me. I don't know. It was I rolled well, and
okay, you're definitely a weird guy, Lark.
Not as weird as Clive, though. I think you kind of take the cake on that the last 48 hours.
That's true. I am following this kind of voice in my head, so I guess that makes me more like your little crew than I cared to admit to myself before this. And she says, okay, come on. So you all kind of trudge along the tree line, and she doesn't think it's weird that you all are kind of trying to keep a low profile and like skulking is our favorite verb to use along because she, of course, is privy to your whole situation, having hosted you and Sandy and talked through it all with you. So you do eventually make your way up north to the curling club without incident. But it is, I think at this point, still like, either early afternoon or late morning. Since all you've done today is talk to Ruth at the HQ. So the curling club would ostensibly like be in business So that's something that you'll have to think about if you'd like before heading in. But if you're just like, screw it, like how many people are going to be midday curling and probably the police won't be here, that's fine too. I just want to give you the option to be more careful if you would like.
Can we try to manipulate so that no one raises any red flags? Or
I think you would have to first encounter something, remember, because the way, and I wanted to remind us all of this anyway, the way moves work in this game is you don't say like, I want to manipulate someone. You like just say what the character does, and then we like land on what's the best kind of option. So I think if you're like scoping things out, maybe the best thing to do would be to read a bad situation or investigate a mystery. Or if you're doing something else, we could do something else. But otherwise, you could just be like, we're being wary and we're maybe letting Ohna go in first and come back to like relate the situation to us, who's inside, etc. But that's all up to you.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to know if it was an option. I didn't mean like,
oh no,
I want to manipulate someone.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're good. You could do that once you are inside and talking to someone for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we could also be like, does like Mystic Mikey have like a group of disguises for all of us, including Ohna as well?
Oh,
true. Could do a little.
I'm certain I could procure one. Hang on a sec.
Or you could go ask Ruth for some. We haven't used her for that.
That's true.
For that express purpose.
Yeah, I think I mean, preparedness would work for this. Let me just double check what I need to do real quick.
Is this would be preparedness, because we always conflate preparedness with man with the plan. But this is the preparedness.
This
where
is
you
actually
can just
preparedness.
grab something. Yeah.
But preparedness forces a roll. I'm just checking what it is. When you need something unusual or rare, roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, you have it here right now. On a 7 to 9, you have it, but not here. It will take some time to get it. So there's no downside. I can just give it a shot.
Okay. And we'll say like maybe a disguise wouldn't necessarily be qualified as rare, but disguises for everyone is pretty rare, I think. So let's go for that.
Yeah, I got a 9. So I have them, but they're far away. So it might actually, I mean, it may be faster and more interesting potentially to just go talk to Ruth about disguises too.
Is that a role I can help with?
Oh yeah. Probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think you can technically like help with any role, but you would have to like tell me how you're helping Mystic Mikey be more prepared.
This is how I was thinking that I could help Mystic Mikey be more prepared. I think that he has enough disguises for everyone but me. I'm just going to shave my head somehow. Everyone's gonna be like, who's that guy? It's just me without hair.
I'll allow it, man.
Okay, hell yeah. All right, cool.
But you are taking a razor to your head with a roll that is plus cool. So let's see how this plays out.
Oh god.
I'm just covered in blood. Give me one.
I mean, that will work.
Second.
That would be a great disguise.
1 second. Oh, I'm plus 1 cool somehow. I rolled a nat 12.
Oh, nat 12. That's great.
Perfect.
I want to hear, before we play that out, I want to hear, Mystic Mikey, I want to hear you kind of role play, since this is a role-playing game, having disguises for everyone but Lark, because I think that's funny.
Well, I guess I was imagining we were kind of sidebarring this whole disguise thing without Ohna.
Oh, yeah.
And I think what I'm going to do is like slink behind the group a little bit so I can't be seen. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to like rummage around in my cargo shorts of ultimate preparedness. I'm going to like put on, you know, like a mustache nose thing with the glasses. Yeah. And I don't know, I'm going to like wear my trench coat like it's a cape or something like that and just like get all zany. And I'm going to you guys just see Mystic Mikey like sprinting in from behind you guys and going, ah!
Who the fuck is that?
Mikey, what are you doing?
We never go anywhere without our disguises. Right, guys?
What are you handing Clinton?
I'm going to hand Clinton a pumpkin costume like you would wear on Halloween.
Love it.
Lark gets
Nothing. Give mine to
Nothing.
Ohna.
I was thinking like you had one prepared for Lark, but you give that one to Ohna. So what would that be?
It's gonna be an actually like really good and high quality somehow replica like Loon costume after Lark's favorite bird.
Oh wow! So it's kind of like Halloween-y,
Yeah.
which has since passed, but I like it. Let's. Okay, so then you don't have one for Lark, and Lark apparently has a razor, which we'll give him for his wonderful role. And with the 12 plus, I think no words are exchanged, and Lark just kind of like shaves his head very quickly, and he has that kind of face where like he looks good with everything, but he had pretty long hair before this. I remember we said at one point he had pulled it into a bun, and then it completely changes his face. So he's got like a nice chiseled jaw, and it just like he looks pretty much completely different.
Yeah, they based Mr. Clean on me.
Does the 12 plus also have Ohna like, damn, that's pretty cool that you just shaved your head in front of me right now? That's sick.
Yeah, so Ona's kind of looking away as she's like kind of begrudgingly putting on this Loon costume. we'll kind of we'll skip over how you convinced her to do that, but she puts it on because I like it. And she like when she pulls her head up and is kind of it's one of those mascot head type of things where she's looking through the beak. And you can't really see the expression on her face because she's got the big heavy Loon costume on, but she does look up and kind of audibly gasp at Lark's new style.
And I think there's probably like an anime glint, as soon as I finish.
Oh,
like
for sure.
Ching.
It's not. I don't want to do too many SpongeBob references, but it's like when they do a close up of like Squidward after he's gone to the gym or something, and you've got that. Yeah, you've got that sheen. And you are all now looking either like people in very gaudy costumes or different people entirely. And you all head into the curling club. What you find there is a pretty typical scene for the curling club on like a weekday. You've got Perkins McDermott kind of working the rental counter and / bar. And you've got Ramon Sandia sipping like a cheap looking beer here in the afternoon, sitting at one of the tables. Of course, he is Lark's friend, runs the Percolator Museum, had a big crush on Lark's late sister, Kate, but is also sometimes affiliated with the police. He's sometimes deputized to help out. So it's actually good that you're disguised and probably don't want to give up your disguise if possible. He's sitting at one of the tables, just kind of out in this main area. I'm imagining it a lot like a bowling alley. I've never really been inside a curling club, so that's kind of the vibe I'm pulling from. And then you also see two teenagers, the two who Clinton actually helped in the first episode, Ambrose Abernathy and Carl Smith, and they are holding hands at a table eating some French fries. Kind of out in this main waiting area. As usual, no one is curling, but that's kind of the scene. You've got lane 1, lane 2, and then, of course, the dilapidated lane 3 all the way, kind of farthest from the door when you walk in. And there's a chill in the air because it is a curling club. Well, hey, folks, can I do anything for you? Perkins McDermott is, he's used to weird stuff. He's a weird guy himself, but he appears to be pretty taken aback by the Loon and Pumpkin.
Perkins, it's us. Don't say anything.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay. I mean, I kind of recognize you. You got a different hairstyle. The other 3, I don't really know who us is, but maybe it's those people you hang out with in town. Can I get you a drink or?
Sure. Put it towards lane 3, please.
put a drink towards lane 3. He kind of pulls a beer out of the cheap keg he's got and just starts walking it over and places it just on the ice, or I guess on the concrete because it's a dilapidated lane, on lane 3. And it takes a while. It's pretty far away. And he walks back and goes, there you go. That'll be $5.
Here you go, sir. Thank you for your discretion.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So should we head over there? What are you guys thinking?
Where's Ohna leading us? I guess. Like, I do. Yes. Like, what's Clive saying, Ohna?
Whoa, that pumpkin just talked. And now I know who's inside this suit. So you probably move a little bit away from Perkins after he places your drink down. And Ohna kind of whispers through the Loon costume, like the voice kind of emerges from the neck area, since it's one of these mascot heads. And she goes, he once I got here, he just kind of kept saying Clive. I don't really know how to proceed.
Weird question, but does it get louder as you change directions by any chance? Is it like a metal detector of sorts, or is it just monotone?
Hold on, let me see. And she like starts walking, kind of just pacing back and forth across the lanes. And Ramon kind of tilts his head oddly. The two young lovers can't really be bothered. But she kind of paces back and forth a couple times over about a minute. And she comes back to your group and goes, yeah, it's definitely loudest down at the end there.
Do you want to go with us?
Go with you down where I just was? Okay.
Yeah.
And you all kind of shuffle over to the third lane where the beer is just laid right on the ground.
Well, Mikey, you can't have this.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. What do we do with this beer?
We're just all staring at the beer on the ground. The consideration of the beer.
Perkins McDermott yells over him, if you all want to rent any stones or shoes or brooms or anything, just let me know, okay?
Should we get some brooms just in case? Would that be useful in terms of a distance weapon? You know what I mean?
I got a flamethrower, dude.
You have better weapons.
I don't know if I do. I feel like every time I try to get a weapon, do I have it on me?
No, you don't have it on you. Yeah.
I feel like it's gone.
We should get a broom.
Okay,
for
I'll
Lark
take a broom.
for sure.
I'm gonna go get a broom from Perkins.
Yeah, we got to get a broom for Lark.
Yeah.
Okay. And Perkins goes, oh, you're our 5th customer of the day, so you get the 5th customer deal. You already bought a beer, so the broom rental is free for an hour. And
Okay,
he
I give him
hands you
$3.
Oh,
as a
well,
tip.
that's kind. That's a tip for me. I'll remember this. My son. And he passes over a broom. I would say it's like bright yellow and has some like old style lettering on it that says like something Nordic. I don't know. And he hands it over to you. And of course, it's not a real broom. It's a elite curling broom rental. And so it's kind of squat, but you do have, I guess, something you could use as a weapon now, or to play curling with. We could do a little curling mini game. But you walk back over to the group and go, all right, I'm prepared. And Ohna goes, so what's the deal? Like, should we walk to the end there? I don't really know. Now that we're here, what Clive wants me to do. So I guess y'all should take it from here.
I think Lark, show us the way. You've been down there, buddy.
Well, I know where it is, but it's a question of whether or not I would like to go back to the place where it is.
Wait, down there? What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know if it's down or up or sideways or through. At the end of this lane, there's a bit of rubble. Don't know why. And a couple days ago, I emerged from that pile after seeing some cosmic horrors. So
It was really cool.
Whether or not it's worthwhile to try to get back there. But I guess we're here, and we need to talk to Clive.
I think this is a good time to ask the question, what else are we going to do?
Yeah. I know. My point is that I don't know if I want to be the one leading the charge necessarily, but
I'll lead the charge.
My bald head might give me some confidence. So
yeah.
Okay, all right. I'd like to see you face your fears, Jack.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go through.
Okay. So you all kind of shuffle down the concrete lane toward the pile of debris. As I described before, maybe I didn't do as good a job as I'll hope to do now, but it's like in curling arenas, there are like stands right behind the lanes. So it's like a riser. And the rubble is kind of like the risers have somewhat collapsed in this area. So it's like almost like a pile of like concrete and metal and like just random debris from the club that apparently has been tossed in this makeshift trash pile toward like the back corner. And it's like leaning up against the riser. So it's almost like you can imagine it at like an angle of repose leading down into the lane. And do you all just kind of like start clawing this rubble away, or like how are you trying to enter? Because you haven't really explored how to get through. You've just were taken there.
I think it might make sense. I think as soon as I get there and I realize it's not like a door in the way that a door operates, it might make sense to try to consult like Cronoa. I don't know if that would be useful now, but I think it would be very obvious quickly that we can't just like go through the snap of the fingers. But
totally.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so I guess after we like try like bundling around a bit, I'll be like, okay, let's see what Cronoa has to say.
Okay. Yes. So you kind of flip your lighter up, get a flame going. And as you do this, Clinton, you realize that the last time you almost didn't recognize this because you were like kind of sleeping or drowsy when you talked to Cronoa the last time, which was just last night when you kind of went through this vision and saw from Mystic Mikey's perspective. You realize that the last time you spoke to Cronoa, the like lighter flame did not ignite. So you just were like holding the lighter and Cronoa was talking to you. And you recall way, way back when you first met Cronoa that that they said never to trust the like non-flame version, basically putting it in like human terms. So you light the flame now, and you hear Cronoa's voice sounding in its normal register, a lot less weird than last time, and it goes,
"Oh, Clinton. You're quite close to, well, a lot closer to my source than usual. Normally I don't answer on demand, but I was actually thinking of contacting you. How did you get here?"
We have a friend who is in contact with Clive and led us to right here, and we're trying to come have a meeting with them. But we have no idea how to cross the barrier. We need your help.
Clive, yes, I feel this presence you speak of. You're trying to cross over or merely make contact? What is your goal?
I guess initially to make contact, but we kind of figured that the best way would be to follow our friend's lead and try to meet them in person. But we're out of ideas right now.
I can help with the energy transfer that will be needed to ignite the portal and get you all going. The main question I would have if I were you is, who's going to translate? Because I imagine all you can hear is some monosyllabic, perhaps just it's gibberish, but perhaps it's a name or something from this creature you're trying to contact. and I can only feel presences and speak to you. I cannot sense what that creature is saying. Is there someone who understands this creature to allow you to communicate better, or did you just want to witness it?
Yeah, our friend has also been communicated in that monosyllabic way that you've been talking about. So I guess, do you have any ideas of where to find someone who could help us translate?
This is Johnny.
Yeah.
Last time Ruth told you that she could understand Clive.
Okay.
So you'll have to figure out a way, the puzzle, in quotes, will be figuring out a way to allow Clive and Ruth to be in the same space or, share kind of the same mental space if you wanted to understand more about what Clive was saying exactly.
Well, we know that the crab blood allows Ruth to merge her space or her place, merge herself. I wonder if that could be a solution, or we could take Ohna / Clive, I guess, to the hideout. Would that work?
There would need to be a way to access whatever is whatever's connected to Ohna's mind. So
Sure.
If there's some way you can think about maybe connecting Ohna's mind and Ruth's mind, that's something I hadn't considered, but we could work with that if you got creative ideas. Otherwise, I'm mainly thinking, how can we get Ruth and Clive in a space where they can communicate and Ruth can tell you what Clive is saying in real time?
The only way, I feel like if we get Clive over there, Clive is now stuck, right? Even if he goes into the hideout, he would be stuck. I guess they're connected.
Yes.
And Ruth cannot leave. Right.
Ruth is in the liminal space that Ruth is in, which you now realize is expandable under these specific conditions. We're not sure what would happen if you created a self-contained pool of the blood back in the chop, if Ruth would go there, or if it's since she was exiled in this esoteric way that's hard to understand, if that would be canceled out by her banishment. We're not sure of that. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, because we can hear Ruth through the door to her house without entering her house.
Yes.
Could he talk to Ruth through the wall then?
Definitely could talk that way. Yeah. But that would require him to be in your world. So that's again up to him if he wants to do that or what his kind of deal is.
It would also be hard to walk Clive out of the currently opened curling club, I'm assuming.
Definitely. Well, it might not be hard because people might be scared, but it would definitely raise questions and attention.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the question is could we kill or trap another monster and then use that blood again to create a portal closer to where Clive is and then transport from there to there. And so thinking of some way to lure a monster for us to kill in the chop, maybe.
And you still have Cronoa's flame open, and Cronoa goes,
I can open the way to the chop if you'd like to draw a creature out.
My only other thought before we go the violent route is, could we just do we think that there's a way that radio waves would go between, if we set up a radio in Ruth's place and then we brought another, I know they're not portable, but some setup. Yeah, exactly. Some setup where they can walkie-talkie back and forth, because
Mystic
radio waves
Mikey's
are weird.
Aquatic ham radio would go hard. Aquatic walkie-talkie. We have established that Mystic Mikey is a skilled inventor, so you could definitely try something like that. I think to make it, I'm not worried as much about like distance. I'm more worried about the like making something that could survive in what you assume is water in the chop.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like vibrations,
Yeah.
like I don't know
No, I
anything
think
about
that's a
anything,
good
but
idea.
like, water
Good
is a
creative
conductor.
idea.
The world's first submersible ham radio that can be used by spirits.
It's easy.
All right, get working, Mikey. Get working.
I mean, I actually don't think this is like outside my purview. Hang on a sec.
No, I definitely agree that is an option.
I gotta read some descriptions here.
We could test it in the crab blood that we already have. We just dunk it a few times. Oh, it's fine.
I feel like I could try preparedness, but it probably would be. My sense for this, I guess, it's Johnny's choice, is that this would be like too complicated a thing for preparedness to like cover.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like more interesting if we do, because we never do like big magic. But I think that would probably be what it would have to be, because big magic is use this when you want more than the use magic effects, or basically like to do anything beyond like what the game world has kind of allowed for to date. And I think that would probably be this, where it's like combining the mystical realm stuff with the technology stuff. And just to read this out, since we don't usually talk about it, the keeper there's obviously a cost to this. The keeper may require you need to spend a lot of time researching the magic ritual. You need to experiment with the spell. I'm putting these kind of more magic terms in quotes. There will be lots of failures before you get it right. You need some rare and weird ingredients and supplies. The spell will take a long time to cast. So a lot of it's time-based. You need a lot of people to help, which might mean you need to like get people from the town involved. The spell needs to be cast at a particular place and or time. You need to use magic as part of the ritual. We're not going to do that one. Or it will have a specific side effect or danger. So if you do want to move forward with this, I can give you the like requirements, in quotes, to be able to do this as you rack your brain. Okay, sweet. So Mystic Mikey, you are hearing this conversation, or you're hearing you're hearing Clinton's side of the conversation, talking to this flame, and you're also having your own thoughts about how one might communicate with such a creature. And you're having this brain blast where you're like, what if a kind of radio system but underwater? And you're kind of you're yapping at Lark, who's like, it's kind of somewhat going over his head, but there's a lot of different talking going on. I imagine Ohna's pretty confused, and as you start to kind of conceive of the technology that would allow for this, you kind of think of other things in the orbit that you have encountered that have properties that kind of go beyond what just, wires and cables and metal can do. And you kind of sketch out this plan in your head of this device that will both be incredibly heavy and will need to be powered by the same or by the immense power of the unstable like isotope that made you glow in the first place. So you're going to need to harvest some of the like nuclear waste from the caves under Angel Falls, in addition to fashioning this extremely heavy device that will need at least 4 people to transport it wherever it's going. So you can make like a regular receiver for Ruth to just have. And then you'll need this kind of, I'm imagining, just a very large kind of monolith of a machine that will kind of take the vibrations from the water and translate them into kind of, speech or whatever we would think of. And then same thing on the way back. Yeah.
So some time to build a thing, some nuclear waste, and a bunch of guys. That's all I need.
Not a bunch of guys, just 4 people. So you could do it with the group you have now.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I guess priority number 1 is acquiring some nuclear waste.
I think something that might work for this as well, because it's not fast travel, but because we need to get one of the receivers to Ruth so she can hear, I think it might make sense when we get to the caves to bring some of the crab blood so that we can connect to the cave where we get the isotope or whatever, and then bring it to Ruth's house. And like, I don't know, we could travel back and forth with this machine without having to go as far. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, that's a good way to get around kind of the bulkiness of it.
We still need to move it, obviously, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes total sense to me. Obviously, there will be a number of like smaller obstacles once this thing has been fashioned. But that's a good idea. Another thing that just came to mind while you were talking about like taking some of the crab blood is like, now that Ruth has eaten the crab and it is no longer actively bleeding in the world, like you have a finite amount that is in the HQ, right? So you can like take some of that, but if you take a lot, it might revert back to not being a like hub in quotes again. So something to think about, but you kind of have your directive laid out as you discuss this plan.
So do we, I guess I'm imagining that building a new ham radio is going to also take me a couple hours. So do we need to go set Mikey off to go do that for a while you guys go collect some items, or do we want to do this all together?
I think that we do need to split up a little bit, but I think that it's kind of going to have to be your job to get the radioactive stuff, because clearly you can do that and survive. You know what I mean? Like clearly you've been exposed enough where it's like, clearly? Oh, you'll be fine. You know, like if I go down there, I might just croak immediately. I'm not sure how it's going to work.
You won't croak immediately. You just might croak eventually.
You seem to have some sort of not affinity, but some sort of, something going on. So I feel like you might be best situated.
We're going to send
stuff, but
I feel like we shouldn't send Mikey like alone to the mystic ritual caves where all of the evil of the world is coming from. I mean, that doesn't seem like that seems like a group activity. For sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Completely agree.
That's fair.
I was only thinking I would have to be alone for the part where I'm actually building the radio. I don't think I want to get abandoned to the caves of ultimate evil.
Well, I wasn't thinking abandoned. I just thought that you liked going to the caves, and I don't know.
I did, but that's before I knew they were.
Yeah, that's true.
Once again, the caves of ultimate evil.
Fair enough.
All right. I feel like we should hit the caves first. I feel like that's going to be like the biggest milestone.
I agree.
Yeah. So you all want to head to the caves now?
I think we should leave Ohna, right? Like explain the situation to her and Clive.
I guess I feel like she's kind of part of the crew now, and plus we need 4 of us anyways. Like, I don't know, like she seems pretty relevant to what's going on here, but maybe she's too important to risk, I guess, with something like this. We could give her a job.
My only thought is we are still going to need her, but we don't need her for this specific task because we're not going to have the heavy thing to carry yet. And also, like, this feels like unnecessary danger for someone who's just got into this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we got this part of it, but I also don't want my lady friend in danger.
What should her job then be, Mikey?
What should her job be? I was thinking she was coming with us.
Maybe she could get some parts for us while we like because we're gonna I'm not upset Clive, but Clive is expecting a rendezvous right now, and clearly he's gonna be incessant in her head until then. But I don't know. I figured I wasn't sure if she would be able to offer. Like we know where Clive wants us to be, so I don't know what utility she's gonna bring just going to the caves now. You know what I mean? Like. It just feels like an unnecessary risk, especially if she's the one thing that connects us to another.
I guess we could leave her behind. I don't know. I'm ambivalent about that. I feel like actually probably we should leave her behind. I feel like she might get kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and Clive might just be annoying. He might just be saying, Clive. turn around. Like, do you think she could get parts for the radio while we
I guess.
do
I don't
this?
need parts.
Yeah, I guess you have everything you need.
I feel like we just tell her
drive.
Just tell her to hang tight for a couple hours, then we'll be back with some nuclear waste.
Stay right here.
We'll be right back.
So you all kind of communicate the situation to Ohna. Well, how much do you tell her? Like, are you just saying, like, kind of go about your business and try to ignore the voice in your head? What are you kind of relating?
I think we should loop her in. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we should tell her our plan, I guess.
Yeah.
We could, like, lay our cards out on the table. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, are you all doing this in the curling club or kind of outside?
No, we should go outside. We're all still in disguise, which is very funny. We
You are all still in disguise. So you all kind of shuffle out. Again, like Ambrose and Carl can't really be bothered. They're used to weird things in this town. Ramon definitely is like squinting at you. Probably would have walked over if you had stayed inside. So you head outside. Lark, you hear Perkins just yell like, "Just make sure to bring it back within the hour," about your broom. And you all leave the beer untouched in lane 3. And you head outside. Ohna goes, "Okay, what was that? What's going on?"
Well, so remember how I said that it was kind of a door? Well, we have the key to the door, but the problem is we're not going to be able to talk to Clive. So in order to talk to Clive, our friend Mikey here needs to do some building. And in order to start our build, we need to head to the caves over by Angel Falls and get some probably dangerous materials. And I don't think that it's worthwhile for you to come with us right now. We need you to be able to keep communicating with Clive. I know it's going to be a little bit droning for the next couple hours or however long this takes us. But I think the only way that this is fruitful is if we have the supplies we need prior to engaging. I'm sorry leaving in the dark, but
No, I mean, I trust you. Whatever y'all got to do. I'm pretty sure I can bear it. It's just a little annoying, but I'll just head back to today's roast and try to dial that in. And just come grab me whenever. But you look good with the haircut, Lark.
Thank
you.
She
kind of shuffles away, still wearing the Loon costume. And
you look really good too.
Lark realizes maybe there's another reason he was into ornithology, and that sits a bit uncomfortable. But as you kind of prepare for this spelunking adventure, which will of course take Mystic Mikey back to some of his childhood. Do you all want to start thinking of like what you might enclose the waste in? Like what will you use as a container? You don't have to think about it. It just might be a good idea. Is there any kind of stocking up you want to do in town as far as like materials to buy or resources to gather? If not, that's fine. If you want to just jump right in, but up to you.
I do feel like we should make sure Jack has a weapon of some kind.
More than the broom, do you think? Or
yeah. There's an armory inside the hideout, so I can get weapons. You know.
Speaking of armory, I have a good idea. I think, especially because we are in middle of nowhere and people are doing their own things right now, people make ammunition using lead, especially back in the old days. And lead is kind of good for nuclear waste as far as I know. So maybe we could, make a, not like a pipe that we could put out of lead, cast or something that we could put some waste into, especially if you're doing 2 birds, 1 stone,
I'm assuming I can make something like that. I might need to acquire some lead, I guess. I could melt down a bunch of bullets.
Yeah, exactly. We melt down some lead bullets and then we pour it into a cast that we make out of sand. It'll be totally easy.
Yeah, my other question...
Relative to what we're trying to do.
Sure. I guess my other question was, given we know that we're going to nuclear material, like, do we have hazmat suits in the armory, or could we, like, look for something to protect us from radiation, or think about that as well? It could be good in terms of armor, getting ready as well.
Yeah, that's why I thought Mikey was kind of immune, so he would have no problem. But
you're not
I'm
sure
not trying to
Mikey's
kill
immune.
you.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
not
think
sure.
I'm immune. I
He's just
literally
glowing.
glow.
No, I know. I just know that he has gone down there, and seems fine to me. So I'm
what
not
is
trying
that?
to kill you, Mikey.
He'll be fine.
I just have a lot of faith in Mikey. That's all.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to have like the type of suits that would completely protect you, that would have to be like a good preparedness roll. Otherwise, I would say like you could source them, right? But it would take time. And so we might have to like have time pass, or you would like do something else while they came.
It just feels like given the like there clearly was interaction with the caves in the past, like it could be something that like they had some sort of plan for when they went to the caves, like how to deal with the radiation from there. So like it seemed like it could be in the possibility that we go check and see if you already had something. But
That makes sense.
Maybe there's something we could pilfer.
So you're saying like from the old Helms folk,
yeah,
like what were they up to?
yeah.
Yeah, maybe the logbooks would say something about that. We haven't asked or read that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could continue like anything that's looking in the logbooks now or like sifting through like Helms folk stuff is going to be like incomplete, right? Because it's like underwater.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
true.
But you can still try to glean some information, and like the suits probably, if they did exist, would be like waterproof somewhat. So
I think that's a pretty good plan.
yeah, I was gonna say like they ended up abandoning all that stuff when they did get poisoned eventually, but they did start down there with like a philanthropic purpose or like a magnanimous purpose for the town that was not negative in any way. So
yeah.
it's possible that like started out on the right foot and they had the correct materials. So yeah, that's a good idea. Well, so we have a couple of strands here. We need to create the vessel and we need to find suits if you would like. So how are y'all going to go about doing that?
So I think it would make enough sense, especially because I had a gun. I know how to use a gun that, I have experience like casting my own bullets. Like making my own bullets.
It's a stretch. Most people with guns don't cast their own bullets, I don't think.
That's true, but I just don't think that, well, maybe I don't have experience with that, but just my idea is we get some sand and we just stick a cup into the sand and it leaves an impression, and then we just pour some melted metal over that and it makes a cup, and then we make a lid. You know what I mean?
Like, I think like Mystic Mikey can just like do the thing. Mystic Mikey's kind of like materials oriented. So if we want to say like Mystic Mikey goes off back to his landlord's basement to figure out like all the stuff you'll need as far as like containing the waste and maybe starting the schematic for the eventual build to like figure out how much he'll need. And then if Lark and Clinton want to like go and figure out suit stuff or like do research with where the Helms folks suits, if they existed, might be, like I would say that's a good split.
Okay. Yeah, it just felt simple enough relative to what Mikey has to do that I felt like I could take on some of the burden, but that totally
No, it's good. We'll let Mikey deal with materials. For the like, I want there to be a kind of like role for how effective each thing is, right? So, Mikey, you can use like your best stat since this is like really within your wheelhouse. So that I'm not exactly sure what that would be, but you can use it to it probably makes sense for it to be sharp, but what is like your what are your stats?
It is sharp is my best.
Okay, sweet. So you can do a plus sharp roll to kind of as you're making the schematic and trying to create this vessel to transport the waste. You can do a plus sharp roll.
Yeah, I got a 9.
9. So on a 7 to 9, Well, this is this is a mixed success. It's not a technical move. So we'll say that you get the amount exactly correct, right? So you know how much you need, and you create a vessel that like is probably good. Like it's you're like, it's probably good. You've never had to create like a seal like this before, so
it seems fair for the given my general capabilities, but the fact that I've never done anything like this before,
Yeah, definitely. And we'll say since Lark had ideas for this, Lark, if you want to help, like we'll say as you're dropping him off at kind of when he's going to start to fashion this stuff, if you want to give him advice, you can. But if you want to not expose yourself to this role, feel free not to. Up to you.
I'll just say make sure you use lead.
So are you helping mechanically or not? Because that will play a role.
I think I could source some of the lead. I think, yeah.
Are you helping with the roll or not?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll help with the roll. Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll plus help out. So that's plus cool.
Plus cool? Okay, got a 10.
Oh, great. So your help grants them +1. So Mystic Mikey, you were like starting to like kind of be like, I'm not sure if this will work. And then you remember Lark's sage wisdom, use lead. And you create...
Yes.
You create the exact kind of seal that you'll need. Meanwhile, Lark and Clinton, are you all kind of just sifting around at the HQ to look for suit stuff or related? Okay. So let's go ahead and do I think it's probably just going to be like a plus sharp roll again, as you're sifting through these kind of like soaking wet logbooks and maybe looking through other information or different like nooks and crannies to see if there are suits stored there.
Okay, I'll roll. Got a 12.
You kind of pick through some notes, and a lot of the writing is kind of beyond readability, but you do see that there is a dated kind of form that was detailing the equipment that belonged to the Helmsfolk and kind of was at their command. And you see that it's kind of like each member took like the burden of storing some of it, of purchasing some of it, of whatever, because they weren't obviously getting paid for their work. And you see the name Kipchetti, and next to that you see like safety suits, right? So you would assume that there was at one point the elder Dr. Kipchetti, who was the current Dr. Kipchetti's father, had access to suits. So they might still be around, maybe in like storage in the Kipchetti's basement or something like that, but you're not sure.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Mystic Mikey returns with the vessel that can contain the waste. And thanks, Lark, for the tip on using lead. So that's all good. And now all you have to do is figure out where these suits might be, if they exist at all.
I feel like I should go talk to her again. I know that we kind of got off on the wrong foot last time, but I think I can apply to, her reasoning.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
appeal
to reason. I'm assuming she's just at work.
She's probably making the rounds at St. Joseph's right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I kind of have like free access and probably still have my wristband on.
Yeah, the receptionist like know you by name, like, oh hey Leo, good to see that you're not coming in on a stretcher this time.
Is Dr. Kipchetti in today or?
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, her shift's just finishing, and you see, as kind of interrupting, Dr. Kipchetti's like kind of walking out through the main hallway, and kind of glances at you and goes, not here for treatment this time, I would assume then.
No, I know we kind of got off on the wrong foot last time, Dr. Kipchetti, but I was hoping to ask you for a way more reasonable favor this time.
So normally, Kipchetti is like very wary of you and your bunch, but because of the new haircut, No, she just goes, I like what you've done with your hair. What? This isn't about like a body or anything, right? Have you gotten the therapy I recommended?
I haven't had time for that yet, but it's on my calendar. I was
That's kind of what they all say.
Well, I'm different. But doctor, I do actually need something that your father may have had in his possession at one time. Remember how we were talking about trying to save the town a couple days ago? Well, we're still interested in doing that, but this time we don't need something that's so illicit or grotesque or offensive. We're hoping to find some safety suits that we read that he might have in my mom's old writings. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Yeah, I actually do, oddly enough. My dad kind of collected all sorts of odds and ends, and he had these like really old looking like Chernobyl style things or something. I don't know, but I gave them to Ramon when my dad died, just because he like was the closest thing we have to like a museum curator in town, and I don't know if he could use them. I know they weren't coffee paraphernalia, but maybe he still got them over there. I don't know. We were clearing house, and I just figured if they were going to be displayed or something, maybe Ramon would know what to do since he's displaying things.
So do you have it? Do you have it on, good knowledge to some extent that they're over there at the Percolator Museum then?
I mean, that's where I dropped them off, and Ramon's kind of a pack rat, and there's a big storage space there, so maybe. I don't know.
Thank you so much. I'll go try to talk to him. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that we should break into the Percolator Museum because we know he's at the curling club right now.
That's true. You do. Well, it took maybe like an hour, let's say, for Mystic Mikey to fashion this thing and for you to figure out what was going on and make it over to Kipchetti and have the conversation. So it's been maybe not an hour, maybe a little longer even. It's been like a stint of time. So he might be there, he might not.
I'm thinking that in terms of priorities, Percolator Museum is lower now because there's the police presence. So even if he's not at the curling club, there's a high likelihood that he's, occupied doing deputy stuff. So
that's
I don't
true.
know. It might be a good place to just try to go in and out, get these suits, and then go to the caves.
Yeah, and it was, remember, owned by your sister at one point. So maybe they hadn't changed the locks or something. I don't know
where the spare key is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could leverage that too.
So that's what I think. But
yeah, great. Let's go.
Yeah. So you all head out to where the Percolator Museum is. Again, it's on the outskirts of town. Not very well trafficked. Pretty small building. It's actually in the building that once was kind of a historical society schoolhouse. It was like the Moonfork Schoolhouse back when it was just a frontier town. And the municipality is not very good at maintaining the funds for those sorts of things. So luckily, Kate bought it and was able to kind of transform it into the humble Percolator Museum, which now stands and continues to actually maintain a lot of the history alongside it. So it's kind of this weird amalgamation of like historic landmark that was a school for probably children who are struggling with their frontier lives and this kind of random Percolator Museum that no one really visits. So it's kind of a cursed building, not in necessarily any kind of haunted way, just in that it's had all these purposes that were never really for either happy reasons or useful reasons. But you make it there and you do see that it appears to be closed. And Ramon's car is not outside. So unless he's on foot and just kind of doing administrative tasks, you assume you could just get in and out.
Okay. All right, guys, hear me out. I'm pretty sure the spare key is under the third tile right over here. And then the thing is, my sister was a little bit of a worrywart. So it's not actually the spare key to the front door. It's a spare key to open the box that has the spare key for the door. So it's kind of like a dual factor authentication situation here.
I'm going to yes and you and go, since it is a one-room schoolhouse type of deal, the storage area is actually in like a one of those like below ground like external basements with like the two doors. So the key is where you remember it being, and then you use that key to open the other key that is in a box that is under a fake rock near the wood line.
Exactly.
And you take that key, and it slots right into the padlock that Ramon has installed, or that was already installed, I should say, by Kate, on the doors to the basement. You open them up, and you see like this pitch black kind of entryway just gaping at you. What do you do?
We know a guy with a lighter.
That's true.
Maybe Clinton could lead the way.
Yeah, I'll I guess consult Cronoa about like. Well, I also have like the ability to tune in and kind of see the invisible and spiritual magical influences. So I guess like with Cronoa, I'm going to flick open the lighter and kind of just try to see what the vibes are coming from this area.
Yeah. Cronoa doesn't answer, but you don't really sense anything strange, and you kind of flick the lighter and like use it for light as you kind of peer in and maybe lean down, and then behind you Mystic Mikey like turns a flashlight on and you can see that and of course nonverbal just turns a flashlight on. It's like, oh, were you doing something? You can see there's a big cluster of kind of just flotsam strewn about. It seems like it's not the first person. Dr. Kipchetti wasn't to like use Ramon as like a basically glorified dump where you've got a number of broken and need to be repaired coffee ornaments. You've got some things from the gift shop that never sold. And then you've got a bunch of other things just from the town, most notable of which is kind of like a complete set of like wax figures that appear to be depicting some Native American looking folks and some like frontier looking folks. So you would imagine there's some maybe related to the history of the town, maybe from when the town was using this spot as like a historical landmark and preserving it in that way. But actually on two of the wax figures are wearing what look to be the suits that Dr. Kipchetti described. And there are some others that are just strewn in the corner. And you head over and investigate. The two that the wax figures are wearing are pristine. And then the ones in the corner are somehow like they're damaged. So some have rips and tears. Some are alarmingly like soaked in a mixture of what would appear to be like blood and, kind of this material that is still glowing that you don't need the flashlight to see. And so you'll have the choice, two people can wear the pristine looking ones and someone else will have to wear one that's either like contaminated already or one that has like holes and tears in it. You could try to mend that as well, but that's what you see.
I think it makes sense to take one with the holes and tears as opposed to the ones with contamination on them. But yeah, I think we should grab them and head out of here quickly.
Sure. Yeah, you grab the suits, you head out, and now that you have all the materials that you need, you start making the short walk over into the woods near Angel Falls to confront your destiny, as it were. And we'll leave it there.
Weird America, would you give me this one thing? It's medieval, but it's as modern as something on the radio or the phone you can't put down. Weird America, I'll I'll be seeing you around Weird America. I'll be seeing you on the swells today.